Yeah, I actually got my union card doing Camelot 8 years ago in Connecticut, and did it for 70 performances. It was a very long summer. And then did it again a couple years later in Pittsburgh, which was quite enjoyable. I actually understudied Lancelot, that production. And when I would do understudy rehearsals with the Arthur understudy there, he and I kept reading our lines and going, "This is wrong. This is wrong. We should be switched. This is," but we never had that opportunity. So yeah, so here I am. And then ABT, out of the blue, last month, called me up and said they'd like me to come in and be our Arthur. I didn't even audition or write to them or let them know I was available. They're just like, "Hey, we want you." So that's how I roll now. Offers only. Hashtag offers only. And that's my life. So cool.
Well, unlike Matthew, I did have a call back for this, but I was on tour with Beauty and the Beast in San Francisco, and I got the email like, "Hey, are you interested and available? You're on our list. Would you want to send us a video?" And I was like, yeah, definitely, because Camelot, I mean, yeah, we're all a little bit familiar with this music, but unlike Matthew, I hadn't seen a production of this show or really been around it. It's apparently really special to my aunt and my mom. Like, they grew up listening to the soundtrack, so they're elated that I'm here. But yeah, as soon as I was looking at the material and making that video, that was back in July, I thought, oh my God, this is beautiful. Yeah, so kept my fingers crossed, and here I am.
I spoke to Curtis in June. He emailed me and just said, "We'd like to consider you. Would you please send us a video submission?" So I had like 4 days to, I was in northeastern Montana where there are literally no people living in the town where my theater is. So it was during Tech Week and it was like 13-hour days and I had to find a piano player, figure out how to do all that. But we did it and I guess it turned out well. It worked in my favor. So.
Yeah, this glorious music and so iconic. I didn't want to have Julie Andrews in my head, so I've actually tried to keep myself fairly removed from that, right? That could be a lot of pressure. So I wanted to experience it in a brand new way for me. So I've definitely listened to some various, there are so many Gueneveres that came before me, and they each have their own special thing to add to it. So it's been a lot of fun rehearsing with Josh and making it my own. Yeah.
Well, vocally between the two roles, between Lancelot and Arthur, well, they're actually more similar than you think. Neither of them top out above a D or an E. They're both bass baritones, and I'm a tenor 1, so it's a little bit of a struggle to live down in the basement. But on the flip side, Arthur is easier in that he's not the crooner. Lancelot is the crooner. Robert Goulet is the crooner. Richard Burton isn't. He's the speak singer. He's the Rex Harrison role. So my job, especially coming from a background of music, my job is to fight against my background and better instincts and not sing and not hide behind the vocal line and actually stick to the lyric and the truth of the word. And that's the bigger challenge for me here. It's very, it's a very difficult precipice to dangle on.
I think the thing that's interesting right now that I'm dealing with is quite often, you know, as Stephanie said, there's so many that did this role before. And there's so many, Robert Goulet, you just mentioned it too, did Lancelot before. However, I don't want to, it's not a reiteration of their take on Lancelot. It's me taking the book, taking the lyrics and making sense of it for myself. Quite often you get, you know, people automatically like, oh, what is it like to be such a cocky person, you know, someone so pompous? And I don't see it that way. I have my own take, and so I'm finding my way in moments throughout the script to be honest with the words, but still make sure I stay true to what I believe, where my Lance comes from, which is probably a very different place than most other people. So that's what I'm learning right now.